Holiday Ops is absolutely massive this year, and it looks like it's going to be a bunch of fun. And following yesterday's video where we looked at potentially some of the new vehicles that might be coming into the game, including the TS54, that maybe we'll see considering the loading screen. Bit weird that they would add in a loading screen if it wasn't coming to the game. But either way, let's have a look at the Holiday Ops 2024 and of course the brand new Advent calendar, which we haven't really seen, at least from generic wise, on World of Tanks console in this kind of form. So it looks like an interesting one as well. So starting off, we have the Holiday Ops. What are the Holiday Ops? Well, it is part of this kind of cross-platform event thing that's going on with both World of Tanks PC, World of Tanks console, World of Tanks Blitz, and of course those being the three kind of World of Tanks variants. And this comes in the form of a Vinnie Jones collaboration, of course the footballer come actor person, you know, exactly, very, very aggressive man. But he is going to be coming in as the enforcer of Santa Claus naughty list. This is that's literally what Wargaming say. But of course, Vinnie Jones, there is a full YouTube video. You guys can check it out on the official World of Tanks console channel if you're interested. But to sum it up, it is just basically like a generic video. It doesn't really give you a whole too much in general when it comes to it. So yeah, I mean, it basically releases that Vinnie Jones is in the game. So when it comes to the actual information that we have some free vehicles that we can pick up, which is brilliant, along with a brand new old vehicle that we already have. And by the Earn Challenge and the free vehicle, we have Santa's Helper. So this is, of course, the Tier 8 Charlemagne vehicle. And this is a tank you'll be able to pick up. It's a vehicle that's already in the game. It is a super fun tank to actually see. And we'll get into how you can earn it, but I guess we could do a little overview as to what this tank is like, how it typically plays, and whether it's actually any good, as to whether you want to go and pick it up. So first things first, this tank, very, very good when it comes to its generic alpha damage, 440 damage. Tier 8 as a heavy tank is really, really nice. Having 440 allows you to trade with basically every single tank at tier 8 and do more damage than them. Now, it doesn't get the best damage per minute in the game, but it isn't absolutely awful. And so you can make it work. It is just a bit lackluster though, and so you'll find yourself in a few situations where you just wish you had that faster reload that some of the Soviet tanks have, because they have an extra 50 damage less and so can reload slightly faster and feel a bit more usable. Now, the Charlemagne, my main problem with this tank is not the gun. It is not the kind of fire rate. It's not the damage per minute. It is, in fact, the shell velocity, because you might think shell velocity, really, as a tank on the game? No way. But trust me, the shell velocity of the standard rounds, with 220 pen, by the way, which is actually okay, has a top speed of 597 meters a second, which puts it literally below almost every single HE round in the game. Yeah. Super, super slow rounds, meaning that it takes an age for your rounds to hit the target. You'll end up missing. Maybe you aren't particularly great at leading your shells. This tank is not going to be good for you when it comes to that. And considering the reload and the damage per minute, it really sucks when you miss. So this tank does that quite often, and it's not necessarily always your fault. Now, it doesn't have good accuracy, 0.44, which is not great. Premium round penetration, it does get a slightly higher speed, which is brilliant, gets more penetration. And in general, I would always be firing premium in this, which is kind of a little bit annoying, considering the whole point of playing a premium tank is to earn credits. But, you know, it's one of those things that we'll have to kind of deal with as we go through the game. So, yeah, make of that what you will. It's a premium spammer, and it's not particularly an amazing premium spammer either. The tank does get 10 degrees of gun depression. Armor wise, it's not particularly insane in the game. It has a decent amount, but you're not bouncing a whole lot. The turret of the tank is okay, and against tier 8s you can bounce rounds. As soon as you come up against high penetration rounds, they will just go through the front of this thing, which kind of sucks, but it's one of those things that basically every tier 8 heavy tank gets that sort of treatment when it comes to tier 10s. And so yeah, it does feel a little bit lackluster, but you might be thinking, okay, so the gun looks pretty bad. So, of course, it's got to have some extra abilities, and you would be slightly wrong. It literally doesn't get very much else. It has 380 meters of view range, which for a heavy tank at tier 8 is okay, and of course can be boosted up to the max view range, which makes this tank I would almost guarantee that you want to be picking advanced optics in this vehicle, because if you can't really do a whole lot about the damage per minute, other than taking advanced loader and using rapid loading as your perk or skill, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, you will be wanting to take advanced loader and of course advanced optics to boost up the view range so you can get some damage and also assistance. And then I would highly recommend something to boost the speed, because the speed of this vehicle, very bad. 35 kilometers an hour means that it is really annoying to reposition and get into better spots, considering how long the reload is. Now, it's usually better if you have a lot of speed, but you have higher alpha and maybe not the best damage, because at the end of the day, you can then reposition and make use of that damage. This tank, not particularly very good at doing that. And so, yeah, overall, tank is, it's definitely usable. You can have some brilliant games, and we'll do a full video on this tank in the coming days, so you guys will know exactly what it's all about, how you can play it in the actual game. But as a general overview, this is what the tank is. It is a mediocre vehicle, but it's a free tier 8 premium, so I don't think we can complain all too much. And yeah, in order to actually earn it, there are a ton of challenges that you can complete and missions that will give you points towards getting it. Now, how do you actually do it? Let's actually run through what Wargaming's saying. So you'll complete this challenge by earning points and climbing through stages. You have several missions that you can take on to earn points. You'll see two sets two of these missions at any time in your challenges tab. As soon as you complete one, it will be randomly replaced with another one. So you cannot pick the ones that you get, but you'll be randomly receiving certain ones. So for example, you might get win 5 battles, and then the next one might be destroy 2 or more vehicles. Then the next one might be earn 3,000 or more XP. Then you could get win 5 battles again. And so essentially you're just kind of repeating that sort of cycle, and you'll get points based on that. But how many points do you actually need? Well, in order to actually get the points, you have to be able to complete these missions, and in order to actually pick up this tank for free, you're going to have to get 250 points, which means completing the 2-point kind of operations 125 times, which is quite a lot, but you do have an okay amount of time, over a month, to be able to do it. And so I think basically everyone who plays during December and coming up to the new year and past that until the 9th of January, you're probably going to get this tank. I don't think it's going to be too difficult, but of course, you know, as Christmas comes on and you've got a lot of spare time, probably because some people's offices shut down if you work in an office, or maybe you got a bit of time off, you've taken it around Christmas time like most people, then you can, you know, jump on the game, play a few more games than you usually do, and this should be very, very quick to be able to actually complete. Of course, then we also have these stolen toys missions, which give you variety of different rewards, and essentially you can return the 50 toys, which will give you 10 points. So all you have to do is complete these variety of stolen toys missions. They give you toys, you trade in the toys for points, and that way you get even more points. So it is going to be super fun, super quick, and I think it's going to be nice. And in addition to getting the Charlemagne, you'll also be able to pick up the 2D Vinnie Jones commander. You'll be able to pick up a emblem with Vinnie Jones on it. You'll be able to pick up some garage icons and stuff like that, and of course some inscriptions and some standard equipment, or not equipment but consumables as well, and some boosters, which is very generic. But There is also a community earn event where we all band together and try and complete a community event that will give us some rewards. But what are these rewards? Is it going to be another premium tank? Well, I'm sorry to say it won't be another premium tank, but it will be some kind of cosmetics and emblems and that sort of stuff, as well as some boosters, which will be nice to have either way. So you can pick up a present pile. You can also pick up a variety of different emblems. You'll get some garage things like a giant candy cane and some premium time, etc. during the lead up to Christmas. And if that's not good enough, they've also releasing a brand new premium tank that isn't necessarily a brand new premium tank. It's essentially the Cobra. The Cobra's the tier 9 British medium tank that has the derp. The kind of, I say it's a derp, but it really isn't a derp. It's a very fast firing, auto-loading Hesh round monster that can deal 490 damage per shell, and it gets 4 of them, which is absolutely crazy how much damage this tank can do. And of course, this tank, does it have the same sort of stats? Well, let's have a look. Well, the first thing is it doesn't get a silver bonus, so it is a premium tank. It is a tank that you have to buy, unfortunately. It plays up to tier 10, as you can expect, being a tier 9. 40 kilometers an hour top speed, very, very high, but it gets an amazing power to weight ratio, which allows you to get up to top speed really quickly. And so I'd recommend maybe even loading some premium rounds to be able to use it. It gets 10 degrees of gun depression. The armor of this tank is usually okay. It's nothing crazy, but you can bounce an occasional round here and there. But the other thing is that by the looks of it, this is not getting the autoloader like you would typically think. But think of its gun like a single fire shotgun that uses 3 types of shells. So this is what Wargaming is saying. So it's not the same as the Cobra. This is a single shot version of the Cobra. Gets the AP rounds, you get the Hesh rounds and the HE rounds. Now they're coming out like it's a shotgun. I mean, this thing has okay accuracy, so it's hardly a shotgun. But either way, you have 268 penetration with your standard rounds with 400 damage. You then load the premium rounds, which have 210 pen, so lower penetration, but 540 damage, which is crazy. And that means that you can really deal an insane amount of damage. And then, if you actually are coming up against lightly armoured vehicles, mediums, light tanks, that sort of thing, or heavy tanks from behind at the same tier as you, or lower, 120 pen. And that deals 570 damage. So this is really, really high damage tank. It's going to be fast, looks like it'll be a fun one, and it'll be interesting to see how the Cobra performs without having the autoloader, as that was what made the Cobra so good. However, this tank only has 1848 DPM, which means it's on the lower end of tier 9 medium tanks, but it isn't the worst by far, or at least maybe it is. It's down at the bottom, but at the same time, it isn't too bad, because as we said at the beginning, with the Charlemagne, having higher alpha can be some of the best things in the game, because you don't have to trade as often. And so with this tank, you do have the speed, you can relocate, and that is going to make it quite powerful in the game. So it'll be cool to see this thing actually in the game, a single shot version of the Cobra. Yeah, I was not expecting to see that. I was expecting it to just be a skinned version of the same tank, but it looks really cool. I think they've done a really good job of actually adding this into the game, and I'll look forward to actually playing it for you guys and seeing what it's all about. Of course, then we have the commanders, the 2D commander, and we've also got a 3D hero commander. So the actual 3D version, you can see it here, is essentially just going to be sat around in your garage that you can pick up if you really want to. But that's down to you. Of course, then we have the festive ball. We've got the tanks, toys, and 2 candy canes and a golf bag that you can get as well as part of the customizable gear. But of course, if you want to purchase our friend in the old reliable, it is very expensive. The base version of the tank, 16,300 gold, meaning that this tank is going to cost you £45 to be able to pick up. Now, would I ever recommend that to anyone that I liked, disliked? No, not particularly. £45 for one tank on a game that has an alternative version that's an autoloader, a bit more novel, a bit more unique, and kind of, yeah, I think would be kind of better. Yeah, I'd rather purchase the Cobra and not pay 16,300 gold. But at the end of the day, it's down to your own monetary kind of amount of money that you fancy spending. It's Christmas time, maybe you want it as a gift, I don't know. But for me, I would not spend £45 on one tank. I just find that is ludicrous. But of course, if you do want to purchase the tank, I would probably actually, for the first time, maybe recommend purchasing the mega bundle for the Holiday Ops 2024, because it's only an extra 1,300 gold. You get a hero commander 3D, you get a 2D commander, you get a load of emblems, some inscriptions, and maybe it's cool to have. I mean, most of the stuff isn't really useful, but the hero commander, you know, make of that what you will. Maybe you don't want any of it and you just want the base tank, which is probably what I do. But for those of you interested in cosmetics and stuff like that and hero commanders, then yeah, maybe it is a decent deal if you were going to spend the money in the first place. But yeah, don't go out of your way to purchase it just for some cosmetics. But if you want them on their own, you can do that as well. And yeah, I'd highly recommend just getting them on their own. You're not really saving any money, and yeah, just see what you think. Of course, then you can buy some cosmetics in the garage. You've got the Vinny Duo pack, which comes with both commanders, or you can purchase one or the other. There's not much of a difference in price. And then, yeah, these are all the emblems and inscriptions and stuff like that you can pick up as well. So if you're interested, you can pause it here and take a look. But yeah, I'm interested to see what you guys are thinking about this. But with that all being said, of course, if you want to check out the potential tank that we might be getting in this next section, then I'd highly recommend checking out yesterday's video where we covered a potential TS54 that's coming into the game. And this is something I'm thinking that might be part of the Advent Calendar. And the Advent Calendar is something relatively new to World of Tanks console in terms of maybe the way that they're doing it. I think that usually we'd have like a naughty or nice challenge where, like, you know, you get like some inscriptions and stuff like that throughout the time of like the lead up to Christmas and stuff like that. But this time we are opening an advent calendar where, you know, each day doors is a gift, and with every gift, excitement for the season builds until Santa arrives on a sleigh on the final day, full of holiday cheer. So of course, the better or the further we go into December, the more, like, I guess, presents that we're going to be able to get. It comes out on Friday this week, so this is when it starts, 1st of December. And then it will be through to the 25th of December. And in order to pick it up, you just have to log into the game, play the game once each day. I believe you might not even have to play a game, to be honest. But yeah, your gifts will range from items like vehicle XP boosters and themed cosmetics to rare camo sets and holiday tanks from years past that you might have missed. Now, there are 4 collectible holiday tanks. They are releasing the Blitzen MTLS, which is just a disgusting little tier 3 tank, tier 4 tank even, I mean, I don't know who is playing this, but I'm sure people will. But there is also holiday garage gear. There's a new collectible 2023 holiday tank, premium time 3 days, Santa 3D hero commander, garage gear, and more. And yeah, on the final day, December 25th, you'll find something extra special this year. It's a brand new holiday tank. So it appears like we're going to be getting a brand new holiday tank for free, and maybe it could be the TS54. Now, there's no confirmation. It could just be a tier 4 or a tier 5 that's kind of useless and we're never going to play in, just be basically a garage slot or a waste of a garage slot in the kind of garage. But maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Of course, you guys let me know. What do you think that this new tank is going to be? Do you think it's going to be one that we've seen on World of Tanks PC? Is it going to be a brand new tank? Is it going to be a Cold War or a World War II tank? Let me know your comments in the comments down below, and it'll be interesting to see your thoughts. Of course, you can claim it from several days after 25th of December, and yeah, you get it from Monday, December 25th until January 9th. So you can essentially just log on at any time during that time and you'll get the tank. For me, I probably think that this is going to be just a standard tier 5 vehicle. I'm not kind of holding out much hope, but considering that they're saying it's very special gift, an extra special gift this year, I don't know, maybe it feels like it could be potentially a higher tier vehicle, and maybe the TS54, the double barrel tank from PC that is part of the Watt Plus subscription. There's other couple of bits to mention. The previous day's gifts from December 1st will be available only for that day, so you have to log on each day to be able to get the singular rewards up until the 25th, which is the premium tank. So you can log on between 25th and 9th if you want the premium tank, but if you want all of the other like little premium tanks and stuff like that, the leading up to it, you have to log on every day. And on each day's advent calendar notification, you'll see the time remaining until the next window appear and a new gift will be able to be claimed. If you already own any of the previous holiday tanks, then instead of receiving them this year, you'll receive their value in silver. Yay, 400 silver instead. I can't wait. And of course, yeah, we're going to be making a ton of silver from this operation by the looks of things. Can't wait to get those premium tanks again. But yeah, that's basically everything that we've been given since yesterday's video, which was actually a reasonable amount. I was not expecting them to come out with even more information about the new holiday ops operation. But the new season is looming large, and it appears like it might be coming relatively soon in the next couple of weeks. Well, it's guaranteed to be coming in the next couple of weeks, and maybe it will start on the 1st of December, but we have no info on the actual new season, what's going to be available in the season pass. It is all up to your interpretation, and as soon as we get any info or any kind of leads or potential information, I'll make sure to do a video about it so you can stay tuned and up to date with everything World of Tanks console related. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you like the button down below. And of course, join back in some other vehicles and tanks and stuff throughout the next couple of days by checking out some of the videos. And if you want to look at some of the previous videos that we've done, especially the update news and potential tank that we'll be seeing, then have a look at yesterday's video, which will be linked on screen right now. And I will see you in the next one. Have a great rest of the day. Goodbye.